Hello, I'm Woody Woodman from Elite Animation Academy, and today we're going to be talking about staging, making sure we find the best point of view for the action. So I had my student draw from life. He went to an airport and he did these little doodles and sketches, but there wasn't a lot of information in some of these sketches. So I took this one here with the couple. They're having some kind of argument, rushing for the gate. And I couldn't tell if it was from the front view or the back view in the sketch. So I asked the student if he could work it up, draw it a little more detail in the drawing. And I could tell now from the back, it's actually not staged very well. Notice the faces of the characters are turned so far around so you can see their expression. It doesn't look natural. And the woman seems to be holding some tickets. She's losing the tickets. And again, it's hidden behind her body. So this may not be the best way to look at that subject. So we have to find better staging. Well, the first thing that I did, I took his drawing and I simply traced over it. This is a quick sketch, but I reversed it. So I literally drew now you can see the characters' faces. It looks a little more natural, and the staging is better. But the story isn't as clear or as strong as it could be, because I can't really tell why he's yelling at her. It's not that clear yet. So what I did then was I would take, I'm going to start over, okay? I'm going to go back to the gesture process. I'm going to gesture a little set of characters, trying to find, again, the best angle and get the movement, whatever their gesture or their body language is. And I'm going to add some other elements that will better tell the viewer why he's yelling at his wife or girlfriend here. So I've reversed his hand. Now I have the left hand, he's sort of gesturing to his wife, come on, let's go, we're late. But I gave him a small bag. See, he's got an easy bag to carry. And I don't know, I'm giving him sort of a Hawaiian, luau shirt, just working out the basic pose and getting that body language so that it looks like he's in a rush. He's upset. I moved him over a little bit to give more room for the wife. So now when you look at her body language and her gesture, she's carrying a load. So she is really pulling this massive, heavy bag, and it's going to have clothes coming out of it. Things are falling off it. But get that gesture. When you're doing a quick drawing, you want to get that body language. And of course, you want to have a strong silhouette. So you want to make sure that those two characters, we're looking at them from the best point of view. That's what you're trying to get when you're trying to work out the staging, whether you're doing cartoons, illustration, or storyboards for animation, okay? So this is just a rough sketch. And once I work out the basic rough, then I'm going to work over it. Okay, that's the gesture. So even if you're working from life and it's going to be quick, make sure you get the information that you need. So later you could illustrate from it, or you could do a cartoon from that rough gesture. Now it's just a matter of putting the details and the features into the cartoon. The body language is just, he's using that left hand. He's kind of waving it. Let's go. What's taking you so long? But he's not necessarily the nicest fella, because he's not offering to help. He should be carrying the big bag, and the wife carries a smaller bag. It'd be a little easier, but he seems oblivious to the situation. We have comedy because we're looking at it. It's so obvious that, why is he getting mad at her when she's carrying the heavier load? Anyway, these are all contour lines, just working out the details of the costume. Now the missus. So she's pulling on that bag, but she's looking over her shoulder. But from the front view, it's certainly a lot easier to see her expression, and the body language is much more interesting than looking at that back pose. You know what I'm saying? So once you have the gesture underneath, the line work is relatively easy as long as you understand how, the anatomy and how to draw the details.